like me and many others, have the insatiable urge to drive fast, look good, all while remaining relatively safe, you might want to consider European engineering for your next choice in cars. European cars will continue to grow in popularity amongst Americans. Today, I will enlighten you about the excellence of European engineering. I will be using personal experience and research to convey the superiority of these beautiful machines. Renowned for the unparalleled blend of speed, luxury, rich history, and safety, European cars set the global standard for the automotive industry. Speed, one of the key staples that set European cars apart from the rest. European cars have much better handling at higher speeds compared to American cars because they are typically designed with a greater focus on agility and precision engineering, prioritizing maneuverability on winding roads common in Europe. While American cars often have focus on straight line performance, resulting in less responsive handling times at high speeds or in tight corners. This can be backed up by looking at nearly any racetrack times. European cars hold many records on famous tracks like the Nürburgring, which is one of, if not the most famous racetrack in the world. The track spans 12.9 miles with numerous elevation changes and a total of 73 corners, making it a perfect track for testing the performance of a car. The list of fastest track times is majorly dominated by European engineering, with the top 20 fastest production car times all being European. That being said, Porsche had a prototype car that completely obliterated the production car time of 6 minutes and 29 seconds by a whole minute and 10 seconds, which is ages in race times because every millisecond counts. To put that feat into perspective, that would be the same as driving from Nampa to Boise in about 6 minutes. The car had an average speed of just under 160 miles per hour with a top speed of 229 miles per hour and was simply meant to compete with F1 cars but completely demolished any previous record ever set by one. Another famous race event that is dominated by European cars is the 24-hour Le Mans. And winners of this event are driving a European car nearly 80% of the time. One lap around the Le Mans track is a mere 8.5 miles, but most drivers do more than 3,000 in the 24-hour duration. This grueling task can only be accomplished by the most seasoned drivers. Another reason Europe excels in terms of speed is European highways like the Autobahn have a much less speed restrictions, which give the engineers more freedom to make the car as fast as safely possible, oftentimes putting governors on their own works to keep these beasts in check. The Autobahn is an infamous German highway that has marked sections of the road which bear no speed limits. These sections allow the driver to push their cars to the limit, sometimes going 200 plus miles per hour. The fastest speed ever recorded on the Autobahn was 268 miles per hour, done by Rudolf Carsolia in a Mercedes-Benz W125 record wagon. That may seem fast, and that's because it is. 270 miles per hour is comparable to the speed of the human brain nervous system. European cars have also had the rally industry in a chokehold since 1985 because of numerous companies that tuned their cars for performance on dirt and gravel. One of the most notable was the 1985 two-wheel drive Lancia Delta with a 0 to 60 time of 2.5 seconds on gravel and a whopping 550 by horsepower. This 0 to 60 time on gravel is comparable to the street performance of supercars like the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ and the McLaren 720S, which both sport the same 0 to 60. Many of you may not have a frame of reference for how fast that really is, but your average sports car has a 0 to 60 of 4 to 5 seconds on good road conditions. Now imagine acceleration and G-force twice that with the ability to do so on gravel. A story I like to think back to when thinking about the speed is from a TV show I used to watch as a kid called Top Gear. Jeremy Clarkson, one of the main actors in that show, is also referred to as the man who raced death and won by 30 minutes. He was test driving a Porsche 928 one week, and he was in London and planning on taking a freshly cooked chicken to his mom in Sheffield, which is about 3 hours away, when he got an unexpected call from her that said his dad had a stroke and didn't have much time left. Jeremy stated, when he arrived in Sheffield, the chicken was still warm and my dad was still alive. In fact, he died half an hour later. And the truth is, if I hadn't been driving a car that could sit quite happily at 170 miles per hour, I wouldn't have had a chance to say goodbye to my dad. All in all, Europe has set an unremarkable bar in terms of the speed they are capable of. Europe has been the forefront of another of the safety innovations for a long time. One of the most notable was Volvo's implementation of the 3-point seatbelt. In 1959, the belt was designed by Volvo engineer Niels Bohlin because of the loss of his family member due to the imperfections of the 2-point seatbelt. Now, many of you may probably not got to experience a 2-point seatbelt, but they had much higher liver and visceral damage rates, which can be far more deadly than the 3-point seatbelt's more common sternum and clavicle fractures, which are painful but far less deadly. Volvo released it to the public because they believed it would do better that way, and over the years it has saved over millions of lives. Another safety innovation Europe was behind was the invention of the modern ABS system, and it was invented by Mario Pelezzi in 1971 at the Fiat Research Center. The ABS system, or automatic braking system, rapidly pulses the brake calipers, preventing the wheels from locking up during braking, giving better control, especially in the snowier months. The ABS has shown to drastically reduce the number of fatal collisions and crashes, and is also required in almost all cars as well. In 1997, Europe established the Euro NCAP, otherwise known as New Car Assessment Program, and since then they have gained the reputation to be the most advanced and successful out of all NCAPs. Throughout numerous crash testing, Euro NCAP, which is funded by 5 European governments, has been the role model for many other countries and encourages significant and important safety innovations. In terms of crash testing, Europeans have a higher standard when it comes to front and side collisions, which pushes the designers to create some of the safest vehicles on the road. Between Europe's state-of-the-art NCAP and timeless and essential innovations, it's safe to say Europe is at the top of the safety game. Along with the safety and speed innovations that Europe has achieved, Europe also has one of the richest car histories and cultures in the world, comparable only to that of American and maybe Asian car cultures. Europe's car history starts with Mercedes in 1885, when Carl Benz patented the first production automobile for everyday use. It had a mere 9 horsepower and a speed of around 10 miles per hour, which is just a touch faster than the average human running speed. Although it is much slower than what we are used to today, it sparked the fire that is the ever-growing automotive industry. Their confidence in this engineering was demonstrated in 1888 when Bertha Benz and her sons took the Benz patent motor car on a 180-kilometer journey from Mannheim to Pforzheim, showing the practicality of the automobile. The exponential growth in European car manufacturing from the 1900s to 1980s was driven by the demand for more affordable and practical vehicles. Car manufacturers began investigating in research, design, and engineering to create vehicles that were not only functional, but attractive and affordable. The 1990s onwards saw a shift in the European car manufacturing industry with a greater emphasis on design and technology. Design and style evolved as a major selling point for cars, and European car manufacturers led the way in this trend. Today, European car manufacturers focus on producing cars with efficient engines, high-quality materials, excellent aesthetics, and state-of-the-art technology. From the early days of the basic engine design to the latest cutting-edge technology in hybrid and electric technology, European car manufacturing has continued to evolve, anticipating the meeting of needs of consumers worldwide. The evolution of European car engineering has been an incredible journey in innovation and progress. Europe is not only the undisputed king of speed and safety, but also luxury. European designers use top-of-the-line leathers, suede, wood trims, advanced infotainment, along with many other amenities to heighten the luxury experience. I know you've all been in a base model American or Asian car, and the seats are cloth and uncomfortable. They retain smell. The trim and accents are made out of cheaply made plastic, and hardly any of the body is made out of metal anymore. And excluding newer cars, infotainment systems are hardly seen in any other cars except European. The meticulous attention to detail, use of premium materials, and rigorous quality control process contribute to European cars being built to high standards. Alongside their more readily available vehicles, Europe also has a wide range of high luxury end vehicles like Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Maybach, and more. These high-end vehicles are often associated with success and power, partially because of the luxury features that are in these cars, such as reclining, massaging, cooling, heated seats, premium sound deadening and premium sound systems, and many other things, even to go as far as in-car fridges. European luxury cars are known for their timeless and sophisticated designs. Whether it be the sleek lines of a Porsche, the iconic kidney grills of a BMW, or the striking presence of a Mercedes-Benz, these can exude sense of style that is both classic and contemporary. As we admire these iconic vehicles of the past and present, we should also look to the future to see what European engine holds. To conclude, Europe has been the forefront of the automotive industry for decades. This is due to the unparalleled blend of speed, safety, luxury that these beautiful machines have. Aside from engineering and design excellence, There is a rich culture that envelops European car cultures. These vehicles are not just modes of transportation, they are masterpieces of engineering. European cars offer a remarkable driving experience that caters to everyone. Thank you. That was my European car speech.